Okay, so I literally cannot bite my tongue anymore regarding this game because there are just a number of glaring issues, and I have many grievances with this kind of franchise and its iteration and what it's become. This is going to be like a rant video. I've wrote down just a bunch of topics here and gameplay in the background like normal, but this isn't going to be like traditional video that I normally do. I'm just going to talk about this game because I want to highlight some problems and potential fixes, and yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a pretty big conversation about this game and most of its mode. Listen, we're going to start things off right off the top with franchise mode. You need to add in roster sharing. It has been a feature that has been requested for many years. It would make so many lives easier. It would make content creators' lives easier. When you have people like Tugi who go into every player and every team roster and adjust their potentials, adjust their overalls to where they need to be, who are willing to put in the work to basically make your roster, make your game much better, why aren't you acknowledging that, and why aren't you enabling that? I don't get it. And also, you need to have correct player types. If someone's a sniper, please make them a sniper. Don't make them a playmaker. It's not too hard just to have a quick once-over every year. Or you also combat this just by having roster sharing. Let the community basically make the rosters for you. It'll help you out. Think of the community as a free resource, okay? Think of them as a free resource to do some of the things that you don't want to do. There are passionate fans in this community who are willing to take the time and comb through teams to basically fix any errors that you may have. Speaking of errors, you really need to filter more of your players, okay? There are players in this game who haven't played in years, yet they still have potentials. They have potentials in this game, and we can't get certain NHL players, and we have to wait for them to be in the game. I understand that. That's fine. But why can't we just have someone just to go through these rosters with a fine-tooth comb and just seriously, man, just help us out. Help those who want to play franchise mode. Help them get the ideal mode that they need, man. All right, we're going to go right into Hockey Ultimate Team now. Despite its efforts to give goals, to give challenges, it's still heavily weighted for pay to win. There's no debate. There's absolutely no debate. If you put money into packs, you have better chance of getting good players. Think of in the first week. Think of the first week. You are going to automatically be playing people who have like high 80s on their teams because they've spent the money, going to people buying players off them using actual money. It's insane. It doesn't matter how much you grind. The people with the credit cards are going to win. The people who are willing to spend money into the game are going to win. Personally, I don't know how you combat that. You either have to set more limits, but Phil, that's going to drive down profits. No. You not acknowledging and fixing anything is going to drive down profits, okay? You keeping this mode the way it is going to absolutely drive down the profits. And my God, the cross crease. Now listen, I played HUD for a little bit this year. I wanted to give it a fair shake, give it a fair shot. The amount of times I got cross creased on, insane. Defend the cross crease. Okay, cool. Go to a high level stream. What do you see? Go to someone who grinds this game, grinds champs, grinds rivals. What do you see? Oh, passed on the wing, wait for the 2-on-1, cross crease. Oh, passed on the wing, wait for the 2-on-1, cross crease. You have NHL who has marketed this game for creativity. They said this is going to be a creative game. Make your own new offense. We have the most dynamic players in the league right now. Guess what? No. You have a cross crease. Yeah, I love seeing Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner do that cross crease every time. No, you're not rewarding creativity. You're just making it a grind and a sweat fest. You know how many people I talk to that say this mode is nothing but a sweat fest now? And that every game stresses them out to the point where they have to keep grinding and keep playing? Who is that helping? Who is that helping? That's not helping the community who's going to keep putting in the 50 million hours just because they have to keep their ranks up so that they can get packs in order to compete with, like I said again, these credit card teams, dude. But just the lack of creativity and goals, man. All I see in streams, I see a lot of, okay, hold on your backhand. Hold. Bait for the trip. Okay, pass up. Oh, you got an edge. Okay, here you go. 2-on-1 cross crease goal. All right. Also, booters. Why haven't we done anything to basically stop enabling people to boot people from this game? I cannot fathom, like, why this is still a thing in this day and age, man. You literally have people breaking the game because they can't take a loss, which piggybacks off of my last point. Why has this game become so sweaty that literally people are scared to lose points, so they have to mess with someone's actual freaking internet and game and basically break it, just so the game doesn't count?
You need to put something in place. If it's booted or if a game is stopped for an unknown reason, i.e. a boot, make it so that there's no points for either player. Don't stop enforcing penalties and losses, man. You really need to do something about this. Speaking of doing something about this, ragging. Ragging the puck. My God, is it the most stupidest thing I have ever seen. I cannot believe the amount of ragging I watch in streams, and it's super, super annoying, man. Like, just even as a casual viewer. How do you guys deal with that? If I had someone rag on me for like 3-4 seconds in the middle of a tight game just to secure the win, dude, it's part of the reason I don't go into this mode. Booters and raggers are part of the big reasons why I don't go into this mode, man. I want hockey games to be creative, dude. I want good puck movement. I want good plays. I want good action. I want excitement. What do I get instead? I get cross creases, I get booters, and I get puck raggers. And also... And I know that's just a detriment to basically the hot part of the community, man, but another big detriment is just the toxicity. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a saint. Everyone's done it, okay? We've all done it. Admit it. You have to admit, though, it has become increasingly worse over the last couple years. And it all ties together with the sweatiness and how aggravating it is to get scored on by a cross crease the same way, to get ragged, and then if you're lucky enough to make a comeback, you get booted. See how everything kind of ties together? It's not fun. It makes for an absolutely terrible hockey experience, man. It messes with people's mental psyches, dude. People literally feel like they have to keep grinding this game to get back to where they are. They've made it not fun. They've made it just a giant sweat fest. All right, we're going to move on to World NHL. And this is the mode I frequently play a lot because like I said, I like trying to make creative hockey plays. I like playing with my friends. I feel like this is the part that NHL really actually needs to focus on a lot more, just because I feel it is the more entertaining aspect, but that's neither here nor there. Hockey bags, redundant. Listen, it was really cool the first year when you got them, you got items. You literally never use 90% of the items. You don't. You do not use 90% of the items that you get. Now, the Baker and Timo show had a really great suggestion of earning points to spend on items, and I think it's actually a fantastic idea. Basically, how you do in games kind of maybe depends on how many points you get. You can go to like an item shop, and then you can either spend it on gear, equipment you want. Maybe certain sellies cost like a little bit of a total. That's fine. And I feel also it would encourage people to play the game so that they can actually rake up points to get the items they want. Or just let people buy points to spend on items. That doesn't hurt anybody because the items don't have an in-game effect like HUT. Okay? That's the biggest difference between, whoa, how come you're encouraging people to spend their credit cards now? Because the in-game items don't have an actual effect on the gameplay. If I want to spend $5 because I want those true XC9 sticks and I want the true helmet, that's different than someone spending $20 or spending $48 on packs, potentially pulling like 787s in the first week, dude. But still, like, the hockey bags are just redundant. Let that be an avenue where we can put money in the game, buying points to spend items. Also, a better matchmaking system. Rocket League, I feel, has a decent, in theory, kind of setup for how they want to actually match players. But we need to actually implement something like that in NHL. So, basically adding the skills like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, that's a good first step. But we need to start making matches in drop-ins a little bit better. Club, I feel, is actually okay because club just depends on how you play as a team. But in drop-ins, if I'm with my friends and we're plats and we're playing against silvers and we're crushing them, no one's like really winning from that. The silvers aren't going to have any fun because they're getting crunched. The plats aren't going to have any fun because they're dominating them. I mean, yeah, it's cool getting points, but maybe sometimes you do want a tough hockey test, man. You're not going to learn by playing people below your skill level. You're going to learn by playing people slightly above. And plats, I should be playing maybe someone in, I don't know, like diamond, maybe like plat like 1 and like diamond 3. I shouldn't be playing like silvers, okay? Like, that's just not a good matchmaking system at all. We also need to nerf AI for people who quit. And listen, if you're trying to encourage 6v6 gameplay, you need to not make the AI as dominant online. I get that you want players to have a chance and compete, but they shouldn't take over the game. Here's an example. Fat Sexy Canadian and I were actually playing a game the other night, and him and I were both on defense because that's what we like to play when we just hang out. All of our offense quit. The AI literally scored 3 goals on setup passes for us, and we won the game. We won the game on literally the back of the AI. on the back of the AI. It was just absolutely insane, dude. I can't believe that we still have to say that we have to nerf the AI. We need to nerf the AI, make them more prone to mistakes. If you still want to keep that compete level, just make them more prone to making mistakes, and then that'll fix that problem immediately. And trolling. Trolling is a big issue, okay? We need either a vote to kick, or we need at least a system to report people who troll on ice. I mean, like, who has had fun playing with an enforcer defenseman who literally does nothing but take penalties? No, it ruins the experience. It ruins the experience for those trying to play. And a vote to kick system would actually mitigate that. If your entire team thinks you're a detriment, that's not a good sign. But I do gotta admit, I acknowledge that it's a flawed system because teams would simply just vote out their goalie after one goal. That's why I at least put in we need a reasoning kind of tab to it. It's not a perfect system, but we need something, okay? We need something because they're just going to continue to ruin the game. And for clubs, custom logos. Now, I know why EA and NHL doesn't do it. We're going to basically talk back to the whole toxicity and community thing. When EA has to put a statement out saying that we need to stop making racist names, that's bad. But I get why they don't do it, but, I mean, you got to give something for people who play clubs to have a little bit more customization in terms of their jerseys and in terms of logos. And speaking of clubs, we definitely need more unique rewards for winning seasons and winning the ESHL Cup. You need an incentive for teams to keep grinding. I mean, oh, cool, we won this cup. All right, that's great. Oh, we're division season champs again for the 80 millionth time. Okay, that's fine. But you need to give them an incentive to keep playing, to keep coming back. And another good way to help clubs kind of get better is we need a full practice mode. Now, this game introduced a nice little free practice, scrimmage situation, and that's fine. I think that's pretty good, but we need something with drills and scenarios and coverage. Basically, give me creative playback. Let me have creative playback. You market creativity, but you don't give teams an avenue in clubs to truly practice it. I mean, sure, you can mess around in three-skate practice, but without pressure, you won't be able to get the exact timing and movements down, and backups or recovery in case one part of the play breaks apart. And I genuinely feel that if you do add in a practice mode where you can set drills, you can set coverage where the AI is going to be and what's going to happen if it breaks down, that would actually make a lot of clubs better because they can basically move their situation and tune it that way. All in all, just a good first step this year. We just need to take better action on it next year. We're going to transition over to Be a Pro. Now, Be a Pro had a great first step with the story, but do not let that die after year one. I should not be getting called a Calder favorite in year number 6. Okay? You need to have something that's just adaptive. You need to let it basically grow with the player. So basically my kind of suggestion is have 3 different paths that you can start in. So there's a lot of people, as G20 pointed out to me, that do just like to play in the NHL right away. They don't want to go through the grind. Okay, have that as a place you can start. But also have a junior as a place you can start. And then have the minors as a place you can start. And let those kind of bridge and transition into each other. So if you want a nice fluid experience, you can start in junior, transition to the AHL, and then transition to the NHL. Also, let the rivalries that I make early on in my career work with me and kind of grow with me throughout my career. Example, if I get drafted, say to the New York Rangers, and I decide, yeah, you know what, 3 years, not really quite good enough, I'm going to go to the Islanders. I want to be booed in New York City. I want to walk into Madison Square Garden and have them just boo my ass out of the building. I want them to have signs. I want them to have 92 in Trader, like what the Islanders did with John Tavares. I want that level of heat, to coin a wrestling term, of hatred against me. And save if I drill someone on the boards and take a 5. I want that team to remember that. And when I'm on the ice, I want them to maybe take a little bit of liberties with me and to be a little bit more aggressive on me. Have the crowd boo me. Talk about immersion inside a video game. I want the video game crowd to boo me if I'm in an opposing arena and I touch the puck. I feel like that's not too hard to ask. You can even have the commentary play on it. Have Big Game James be like, oh, this guy, he's not well liked in the city. Yeah, that's right, James. You know, he left here about a couple years ago, and now he's back. Like, I want stuff like that. I want lines like that. And if I do decide to leave a team, can I have another contract offer instead of just 2? Can I have 3? Can I have 4? I feel like if I'm a 92 overall and I'm putting up massive numbers, that not like 2 teams wouldn't just be interested in me, okay? I want every single NHL team to be interested in me. Speaking of interest, Austin Matthews, what a goal. But I literally want 5, 6 teams lining up. I want teams moving their cap
to try and sign me like that. Basically, just make the mode a little bit more immersive. I feel like it's not hard. Speaking of immersive, one thing you can tune down, though, is my coach does not need to tap me on the shoulder after every single play. It's so unnecessary. I'll score a goal. Coach calls me over. Okay, we need you to help get some pressure. Coach, I just scored a goddamn goal. What more do you want me to do? Or if the coach really wants to talk to me, basically have it in the TV timeout so he can only talk to me 3 or 4 times. That also will help create a realism while you're playing the game. All right. And my teammates really need to stop asking me to pay for the movies every single time. Like, if Elise Pedersen says we're going to the museum and I got to pay for it, like, I'm going to be super, super sad with that. All right, transitioning onto the AI. And boy, here we go. So, if you guys have watched my streams, you know I'm a defender, and I like to play defense. However, if I'm coming back, and I am facing the puck, and I know it's coming from the corner, I know this is a pass coming right to the front of the net. If I am facing the puck, okay, and my defensive awareness is good enough, I should be able to pick that puck off. If that puck goes through my legs, I am screaming and spiking my controller. Because how are you rewarding good defensemen? How are you rewarding good defensive plays and good defensive awareness and positioning if what you're doing is just going to have a puck still go through my legs? Yes, and also, guess what, guys? That would take away the cross crease. Oh, you want to help mitigate one problem? Give defensemen a little bit more power in their positioning. Boom. That just took away one option. And another thing I have a problem with is, do you guys know the radius that your player can actually pick off a pass? Now, when I like to play drop-ins or club, my interception rate is pretty decent, okay? There are times where I am in a good position and I pick off some pucks. However, I can be in that exact same position 2 plays later. All of a sudden, that puck is getting through me. That puck is getting through my stick, and I just want to scream because I am furious. Puck pickups and reaching for the puck should not be arbitrary. You need to establish and set a specific radius where if this puck is coming through me or around my body and it is within a certain amount of feet or a certain amount of pixels, I don't care, pick one, I need to be able to pick that off. Okay, now the shooting. The shooting from 20 to 21, they added a lot of new shooting animations, and that's fantastic. I like that we're basically creating new avenues and new ways to shoot the puck. We just have to tweak the shot blending a little bit, okay? Listen, it's trending upward, and I'll give you credit, okay? The shots, they're looking good. But my muffins per 60 ratio is egregiously overwhelming. I'm hoping a little bit more tweaks and a little bit more time will make that better in 22. But as of right now, the shot blending is still a little bit of a problem. And can we please get stumbling and falling shots? Like, please, can I just get that? Ovi scored one from his back in 2006, and we still can't have that same shot like 15 years later. Okay, scoring. I've touched on scoring and shooting, how that's fine. AI defense. Okay, listen, I should not be able to burn the AI with speed every single time, okay? They should learn my tendencies and know that if I'm going to keep cutting around them, they should close me off every time. Speaking of which, if I'm also playing with another defenseman, say I'm playing with Quinn Hughes, okay? So, Quinn, for example, he's going to be in the left, I'll be on the right side. Why does every time they go to break out, they hook back and board play themselves and turn the puck over, and then when I go to help them out, it's a cross crease again? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Like, if it's a good defenseman like Morgan Riley, Quinn Hughes, Victor Hedman, they should be good at moving the puck out. They should be fantastic at that. This hook back thing is absolute insanity. And I really need to know what defensive strategies my team are employing. So, for example, if I'm on the New York Islanders and they play a trap style, can we let me know that they're playing a trap style? So if I hop to that team, I know that's the kind of system that I have to play. Or even in versus, so I know what my strategies are. I know, like, what team's going to be what. So Toronto might be now they're kind of like, I'd say slightly more of a shutdown, but they're kind of more man-to-man. But I just want to know what my team is defensively, so I know what the AI is doing at any given time, okay? And why does the AI hate breaking out with speed, okay? That is the one big problem I have, is that the defensemen, they do not like to break out with speed. If they get the puck, like I said, they just turn back, hook around. It's benefiting nobody, okay? It's just a weird, barbaric form of hockey. They'll have all this ice to skate up, but yet they still turn around. It's annoying. It's honestly annoying. And the AI offense, so the computer moved the puck. They move the puck really well. The AI moves the puck extremely well. But the way they shoot, it's just they shoot way too infrequently for my liking. I need them to understand when is the best scenario to shoot the puck as opposed to forcing the pass. And I would like the AI to start dumping the puck in a little bit more so it kind of rewards forwards who play up with a little bit of a better forecheck and a better opportunity to get that puck. That way you can kind of seamlessly, and I mean seamlessly, experience actual hockey plays. Like if your AI is dumping it in and you're on the other wing, you need to go for it. You need to just put your head down and skate at that puck. And 9 times out of 10, if the defense is a little bit standing still, you're going to have that straightaway speed to get through. And you're going to get that puck and hopefully set up a scoring chance. And another big issue I have is with goalies. Okay, goalies need to be a lot better. They get scored on the same set of ways every single time, and it's brutal. They say this is the smartest they've been in years, but I see the same short side and cross crease goals. The action zone is literally an exploitation of the short side, like the short side every time. The goalies in the 2K series were brilliant, and I would love to see a return to that form. Anyway, that's all the points I have, friends. I'm sorry if this went on too long, but despite my many criticisms, I know that it's tough to build a game, but it's just even tougher to see a game that I love and play frequently have glaringly bad mistakes, and the company just refuses to fix or even acknowledge them. NHL has the capability to be so much better and be a true hockey experience, but time and time again, we're just left underwhelmed and frankly underappreciated. Anyway, just let me know if I missed any big issues, as I'd love to add them in maybe a future installment. I'm Phil. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay classy.